Hello and welcome to Uncle Bill's Kitchen. I'm excited to tell you today and this week, all of our recipes are going to include asparagus. Stay tuned to each one as we go through different ways to make this wonderful vegetable delicious. Today, we're going to be making an asparagus omelet with mushrooms, onions, and eggs. Yummy. How to make an asparagus, mushroom, and feta cheese omelet. Oh yeah! Alright, first thing, let's get these vegetables cut up and ready to go. Make sure to cut the base off of each mushroom, as that's usually really dirty and not that good to eat. And then we're going to slice our mushrooms into small bite-sized pieces like so. Alright, then we're going to take and prepare our asparagus. This is asparagus season. I love to cook asparagus and it's good for you, so why not? And we're going to chop these into small bite-sized pieces as well. We want to make sure that each bite of our omelet has amazing flavor. Some other items we're going to need besides our asparagus are salt, feta cheese, 3 eggs that we'll scramble later, some pepper, chopped up onions, our mushrooms, and that is it. Alright, first thing, let's heat up a pan, throw some oil in that bad boy, and get it warmed up. You'll know your oil is warm because when you turn the pan, it moves freely like water in there. Once it does, we're going to add in our onions and asparagus. Now, asparagus does take a little bit more time to cook, so I like to put them in with the onions with a little bit of salt. What that does is it draws out some of that moisture and softens them up nicely. Worst thing you can have when you're eating an omelet is a hard piece of asparagus. Doing it this way ensures that every bite is soft and flavorful. Now, one way to quicken the cooking process is to let them steam and put a lid on the top. It's been a couple minutes. Let's flip it around, make sure everything is cooking nicely. Oh yeah. And it's time to put in our mushrooms. As you can see, the onions have become somewhat translucent, and that's about the time you want to add in the mushrooms. Mushrooms don't take that long to cook at all. You just pop it in your pan, add a little salt, let it get some of that oil onto the skin of those mushrooms, and they will be cooked before you know it. Alright, while we're cooking those mushrooms, let's scramble up these eggs. I like to use a fork. First thing you do is break into each yolk, and then just, like you see I'm doing here, stir, 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 stir. Our mushrooms are starting to cook up nicely. Let's take a closer look here. Oh, by the way, while we're cooking this up, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Helps our channel a lot, costs you absolutely nothing, but make sure that I know that you like what I'm cooking here. Alright, let's get back to the action. As we stir everything together, we want to make sure that the asparagus is evenly placed throughout the pan so that when we add our egg mixture, you're going to have a little bit of asparagus, a little bit of mushroom, a little bit of onion in each bite. Look at that. Beautiful. Now's about the time we need to add in our eggs. Add a little salt and pepper at this time, just like so. And because this omelet's pretty thick, we're going to add the lid back onto our pan. It helps to make sure that the top and bottom are getting cooked up. I like to come in after about a minute and then just put some holes into the base of the egg omelet so that some of this uncooked egg slowly seeps down below. And it's been a couple more minutes. As you can see, the top is almost ready. It's about time to flip here, but this omelet is quite heavy and this pan is not a full nonstick pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to cut this into quarters and flip them over manually. Don't worry, it's fine. It looks ugly at first, but because we're doing this when the top layer is still got some uncooked egg, they're going to solidify back together. No problem. You'll see. Just watch. This is going to be so good. Now it's time to add our feta cheese so that can melt down a little bit. Now I use the crumbles so I can add a little bit more. If you use bigger pieces, make sure to break them up. Put your lid back on and let that start to melt. It's been a couple minutes, starting to melt nicely. Let me let you take a look at this. Oh, so good. Now, to finish it up, we're just going to take and fold one end over. Again, I know it's not the most beautiful omelet in the world, but let me tell you something. It looks great. Your family's going to love this, and it tastes amazing. Look at this. Just get one of your everything bagels, little piece of that omelet. You've got yourself a winner here. Truly amazing. You've got the asparagus and mushroom that work amazingly well together along with the protein of the egg. You just can't go wrong with something like this. Sunday morning, after church. Give it a try. Thanks for stopping by Uncle Bill's Kitchen. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please be sure to like if you enjoyed this episode and subscribe for future updates of new videos to come.